I think one thing I would say from advising investors going around these types of buildings clearly is that the investors are driven by the long-term sustainable demand from investors, and therefore the buildings being standard and as generic as possible in the right location only adds to the liquidity of those types of buildings. I think what the tenant wants, where the tenant needs it, is going to be very important for the investment decisions taken by investors across these types of buildings.
Which I think is a bit the elephant in the room. Is the current standard for the big boxes, for the pure retailer, are they the long-term sustainable asset for investment? Personally, I still have some doubt that those concrete mezzanine that we can have in some of the building will be fitting many users' requirements. Will probably, and I'm sure of that, will be suitable for another user, but not for another use.
Maybe talk about the warehouse of the future, whether it's e-commerce or not, and with the land scarcity that we're seeing in some of the markets in Europe, maybe multi-level warehouses is the way to go. We've been building like this in Japan for as long as we've been in Japan, actually. And we're seeing this trend coming a little bit to the e-commerce sector now. Wanting to build multi-story warehouses. We've actually built one in Amazon in California. Concrete mezzanines, but you have 8 meters between floors, so it can perfectly fit to non-e-commerce companies, in my mind, that can use 3 levels of 8 meters warehouses with ramps in, ramps out. But obviously what Pierre-David is talking about, if you have 5-6 meters with concrete levels, this would, you'd end up in 15 years with an obsolete warehouse where you'd have to tear down the mezzanines inside it in order to make it fit for other uses.